Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome to Workshop 16. Have you noticed that content prompts have started to sound a little bit like the 100 best chat up lines? And if you went on a date with somebody who was there with their little notebook and they were delivering line after line after line, I guess depending on how much you liked them, it would stir different feelings. And if somebody kept like putting in a chat line every other sentence, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable or humorous or like, are you for real? You might not necessarily have that genuine connection. And with the introductions of chat prompts and people really like following templates and getting those prompts, I think sometimes what can happen is that you're not fully embodying that and you're not questioning enough whether or not that's going to be a fit for your ideal clients. So, today I want to help you to really unlock the next chapter of your content and make sure that it's not only aligned, but you feel good doing it so your ideal clients love it. If you are new around here or an old timer, this is my one page, hello, nice to meet you moment. You can, of course, read more on nickyraby.com, but I do lots of things. I'm a coach, I'm an actor, I'm a writer, a speaker, a collaborator, a content creator. I do so many different things. And I've also got two kids. I live in London. But I'm originally from the north. Yeah. So you can find out more on nickyraby.com. And if you like these kind of longer workshops, feel free to check them out, nickyraby.com/workshops. Back to the prompts. We have to be mindful with the prompts, always. We need to question who wrote them and why. And what is the intention behind your content? And I think I really struggled with this, especially when I was starting my coaching business, because there weren't many coaches around. And the ones who were very visible were often stateside, they were often male, they were all about the sale and the closing and the hustling and the harder. And for me, it just didn't resonate. So, always when I'm creating content, I go back to me. It's hard to close down the noise of the notifications, but I promise if you can, it's going to serve you so well. I want you to always ask, what is your intention behind the content? Next, what are you measuring for? Somebody might just like to make money really, really quick on a shoddy product with slightly wobbly foundations and then leave the country because they've made a load of cash that weekend. That is very different to somebody building a brand that is essentially the marathon version of that. I want you to always question, does this interaction, you and the content, you and the idea, does it connect with you first? Because if it connects with you first, you're much more likely to implement it into your business. Almost that moment where, I don't know, you see what the fashions are. You have to like it first. You have to go, I like that. I want that on my body. This feels like a great fit for me. And equally, have the opposite. Like, I don't have any connections. It doesn't matter if crop tops are coming back. I won't be wearing them. And I was going to say, even if you paid me, probably, even if you paid me, the crop tops would not be coming out. I want you to always question the authenticity, which I know is such an overused word. But when you are putting together this content idea, does it feel orchestrated and therefore not real or genuine? There are so many kind of skits on about LinkedIn, on Instagram, where people go, I've just been at a family funeral, and that reminded me about this marketing trend of blah, 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 blah. And they're so funny because they're real. People are twisting these things. They're taking an idea and sandwiching it together with something. and it feels all kinds of wrong. So always you have to make sure, is this how I would speak? Is this how I want to show up? And if not, choose again. I would love you to really lean in to being specific at this time rather than generalized. Now, I've seen this so many times in what are they called? Department stores. And I will be there on a shopping trip with my two kids, and there'll be somebody doing a demo, and they'll say, "Can I just stop you, mum? Because you're a mum, and mums love my product." And sometimes I will look at this product and I'll go, this product is not for me though. Like it might be for mums, but not this kind of mum. Equally, there are products where it's like, oh my goodness, this is perfect for me. And other mums would be like, no, thank you. It's not just about being a mum. There are so many subparts to this situation. And so when you are approaching your content, you really have to think about that person. Me with my children, age 6 and 10, is very different to my friend Nikki, who's got 5 kids. She's got teenagers and she's got a 10-year-old. Very different to my sister-in-law, for example, who has one 3-year-old. That's a very different type of mum, different expectations, different ways of life, different paces of life, different preferences, different needs. Really be brave enough to go for the specifics. Number two, be really intentional about creating for different stages of familiarity. It's really difficult to say. When I'm looking at my content, I'm really thinking about who is it matching to. There are pieces of my content which is very much in the you're brand new to me, we're getting to know each other. This is my position, this is where I've been, this is my background. And then there are pieces of content that I create that maybe have a sale on, or I'm launching something that has a special bonus with a timestamp on it. It's really clear. It's really important to get clear on why you're creating what you're creating. And you can have all of those things simultaneously live. But your ideal client or customer has to be able to identify themselves in that process and therefore be able to put themselves in the right room for them. Number three, I want you to be really clear about the purpose behind your content. Why are you there? What do you want to achieve? So often I hear people doing like little chatty updates, which are great in terms of the know, like, and trust factor and building relations. But if you are there to sell and you are not doing any call to action selling, here's what my product can do for you kind of content, you're not probably going to sell anything. What people are probably going to say is, isn't she nice? I love seeing her pop up on my feed. But whether or not they'll go ahead and buy something is a different thing. And also, what might happen is people go, I didn't even know she had anything for sale. I didn't even know she had a business. Interesting. Let me know how that one lands. Number four, familiarity and flexibility. I think that your content has to be just as interesting for you as it has to be for your ideal clients. There is a granola brand that me and my son absolutely love. It's called Bio and Me. I don't even know how many different granolas they have. Maybe 10 different packets, different flavors. They also have kefir, they have yogurts. I'm sure they have other things as well, maybe some porridge. And if they just showed every single morning somebody making their breakfast in the same way of like, I put yogurt and berries and this same granola on top, nothing would change. It would just maybe be good for brand awareness, but we're not moved in any way. However, what this brand do really well is they show this granola out in the world doing different things. They talk about the different plants that are inside it. They talk about why it's great for gut health. They talk about how you can transport your granola, like so many different things. Even though you might be craving like the safest option. Really think about how you can talk about things in different ways and really chop and change where you're going next with your content. Number five, you and your story. Have you seen this positively impact? I want you to essentially stop playing small and stop making it all about you. I think we can all get caught in the swirl of like, oh my goodness, imposter syndrome. I've never done this before. This feels scary. All of these things. And what it is time to do is to think about how your product or your service can work for you out there in the world. What kind of mission are you on? What impact do you want to create? And really go for it with your content. The great thing about the internet is that everybody can now have a go. Everybody can play the game. But the worst thing about the internet is therefore it's busy. Therefore, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of noise. And the temptation for so many people is to just do what they've seen before or what they've done before. And in this climate, in this busyness, you're not going to be able to cut through. You have to make a decision. You have to make a stance for something and really go for it and back yourself in that moment. In terms of the next steps, maybe you want to work on your content one-to-one. Therefore, if you want to find out more about my strategy session experiences, you can go to nickyraby.com/sessions and you'll find all the details there. Equally, if you know you need to go into all of the weeds of your content, your ideal clients, making it work for you, building an online home, an online presence, so you're constantly not feeling like you're on, your digital disco is going to be a great one for you. There are 3 ways to join, everything from an online course, option 1, into option 3, which is your digital disco with 30 days of one-on-one support and sessions, of course. If you add magic at checkout, you can save 20%, and all the details are here, nickyraby.com/digital disco. If you've got questions, if you want to ask me something, if you want to set up a call to discuss, simply go to my website. On any page of my website, there is a button in the bottom right-hand corner. Click it and it will go directly to me. We can start a conversation and book in some time to speak. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please do so you get the next workshop when it goes live. Have a beautiful day, whatever you're doing, and get creating in a non-chat up way. Lots of love.